The last two times we saw this occur on the daily chart, Bitcoin saw a strong move toward the upside. Is that about to happen again, or is the top of this short-term breakout already in? Let's go ahead and jump into the charts. Okay, MegaWhale team, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Bitcoin has seen an explosive last 24 hours with a move up as high as 44,250, breaking out of that daily downtrending resistance on the RSI, resulting in a positive momentum shift. This is the first time over the last 4 to 6 weeks we have seen any sort of positive momentum on the daily chart, indicating a potential push higher is probable. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the short-term charts, going over what is happening with the price action, where Bitcoin is likely to go, and the key levels you should be watching. We'll also be discussing the daily and weekly charts in regards to overall momentum and overall strength/direction. Before we do get into it, smash that like button, hit that comment button, and subscribe to the channel. We post daily videos of Bitcoin focusing on the facts, the data, the technical and the structural information. No hype, no BS, no emotion, pure raw TA. If that is the kind of content you are interested in, join us on Telegram. It is the third link down below. You'll get access to charts, updates, videos, educational posts, news events, and everything you need to stay in the loop of cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin, and the relevant economic news. If you are interested in taking your trading to the next level, join our VIP group. We post trade signals with exact entries. Look at all these profits, exact targets, exact stop losses, trade justification, exclusive analysis, and so much more, guys. You'll also get access to our group chats, our general chat, our trading chart and education chat, our trade setup chat, our news, our help, and our daily video chat. If you're interested in joining our community with over 600 members, go ahead and contact us in the pinned comment in the free channel, or click that pin message and you can find our entire trading track record as well. Let's go ahead, guys, and jump into the video. So starting on market data. Looking at that 24-hour volume, we can see a small little bump of 13.96%, bringing us to 86 billion total. 24-hour liquidations are up a considerable amount, 45%, sitting at a total of 103 million. Of the 103 million, we can see 26 million liquidations have come from longs, with a whopping 77 million coming from short positions as Bitcoin breaks upwards, pushing towards our range high resistance at 44,250. If you have been following the channel, you would know that we have been expecting a retest of 44,250 ever since we broke upwards from our level at 40,500. We were looking for a retest of this level upon the breakout on the daily RSI, which we have now seen both occur. So congratulations if you have been following. We'll come back and discuss this in a moment. Moving over to the DXY, guys. The DXY is seeing a little bit of move toward the downside. Not all that much happening over here. We do have CPI data in about 5 days, and again, inflation data is going to be very important in regards to how the DXY is going to be moving. So I don't expect too much change over the DXY in the next week, more or less leaning into inflation, and then we do expect the DXY to move based on the data we do receive. Of course, if we do get bearish data, that will be bullish for the dollar, and we could see a move upwards into our upper level of resistance at 105 to 105.5, retesting this low formation we did create before the downtrend actually continued. If we do see bullish data, we could see a breakdown of the current uptrend. You can see the current uptrend represented by this current black diagonal trend line. A loss or breakdown of this level will send the DXY back to retest these lows at around 102 to 103, and a breakdown of that level will likely push the DXY down to 101.5 to 101. Again, this will be a very bullish move for the markets if that does occur. Moving over to the S&P 500, we can see fantastic stuff over here. The S&P 500 is actually breaking over that local psychological resistance at 5,000, showing immense strength over here, flipping that level of psychological resistance and pushing higher. Again, guys, we are in an all-time high area. We are in price discovery. We are looking at whole numbers for potential areas of psychological resistance, as we have no hard resistance above these levels. So 5,100 would be a likely next target. As we mentioned in yesterday's video, if we do break down from this trend line, we could see a move back down towards our support. And even if we do see that move back towards support, that would be considered a bullish retracement and a healthy retest of our prior all-time high, which will then prepare and launch the price back upwards. It is only if we lose that local low point at 47,228, which is going to be, I'll go ahead and zoom in on it, that range low of this large red wick, okay, large red candle. If we lose that price point, that is when we expect that higher time frame downtrend to continue and push down to around 44,000, or should I say 4,480. Moving over to the broader markets again over here in the Dow Jones. As expected, we are still expecting that move to 39,000. At the moment, nothing has changed. Overall strength is still very much present. We do expect a short-term retracement, bearish from that level, maybe a small little pullback like we did so in the S&P 500. Ultimately, if we do break through our level, we are looking for 40,000 as a clear target. Let's go ahead and jump over to Bitcoin, because we have so much to discuss today, guys. A quick word from Bitget and BingX before we do. I wanted to briefly interrupt today's video to discuss the two exchanges we use on this channel, Bitget and BingX. So which exchange should you sign up to? If you look to the right hand side of the screen, you're going to see the list of differences in relation to KYC requirements and the countries these exchanges offer services to. The first link down below being the Bitget link, and the second link down below being the BingX link. No matter which link you sign up to, you're going to get up to 15% discounts on your trading fees, up to $5,000 in trading rewards, and of course, you'll get access to every single MegaWhale exclusive bonus campaign we run on these exchanges. Alongside that, Bitget and BingX are incredibly similar. They are both ranked top 10 in terms of trading volume. They both have extensive liquidity pools and market pairs offering up to 125x leverage. And most importantly, they both offer protection funds for their users to protect you against any third-party hacks. So get started now and support the channel by clicking the links below. Thanks for listening. Okay team, let's go ahead and jump over to Bitcoin. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing the daily chart, the RSI breakout, what we have seen in the past. So we've seen these RSI breakouts, and of course the short-term price action, asking or answering the big question that is on everyone's mind: how high can Bitcoin go here? Where are our key resistances? And what does this mean for the macro charts? So let's go ahead and start on that daily chart. As we can see, and this is something we've been discussing for quite some time on this channel, that we do have this downtrending diagonal resistance on the RSI. And as you know, I am a momentum trader. All the trading I do, scalp trading, swing trading, is primarily based on leading data, which is going to be our RSI, our momentum. More specifically, I look for momentum shifts. So I look for periods where we have drawn out periods of weakening momentum or strengthening momentum, and then we look for periods or indications on the chart that that current trend in strength starts to weaken, okay, or starts to strengthen, which could potentially indicate reversals are brewing. And thus, if we do see that happening around support areas with large liquidity grabs, we could expect reversals to develop into the price action. And that is what we saw over here, guys. We saw a bearish divergence on the chart, okay, which took us into that high time frame resistance, which was at 46 to 48k level. We saw that bearish divergence play out, resulting in a downtrend into our support. We retested this area of support, and since then we saw that RSI start to move up towards this downtrending diagonal, and that was an indication of absorption. That was an indication of bearish exhaustion. And what we did see now in the last 24 hours is we have seen the RSI break upwards. This is an indication that the overall momentum has flipped from negative to positive. This is a positive momentum shift. So if we look at the RSI, this cluster represents the momentum of the price action during this visible cluster of price action here. So you can see for the first time during this cluster of price action, ever since the early December, we've actually seen a positive momentum shift. This is very good as it indicates there is now strength behind this move and more importantly, could propel Bitcoin higher. Now that doesn't necessarily mean Bitcoin is going to break above this resistance, but it does mean Bitcoin has another chance to retest that area. And of course, if we get the chance to retest the area, a breakout is a logical, or should I say, a possibility. And that is very important in regards to where we are. So let's go ahead and quickly zoom out, guys, and talk about, you know, the last few times we've seen this. We said at the start of the video, we have seen this happen 2 times in the past in the overall uptrend. And what we generally see in uptrends is we have periods of where the price moves upwards, it moves to an area of resistance, it exhausts, it corrects, and eventually we see momentum flip back positive, and then that uptrend will continue. And that's what we've seen in these last 2 segments. So what we saw over here, again, was a bearish divergence on the price action. Okay, we saw rising price action, decreasing momentum. We saw a pullback as a result. This was our pullback. We saw a retest or liquidity grab into our area of support, $20,000 psychological area. And then we saw a positive momentum shift again, like we are seeing here on the RSI, which resulted in a move towards our next level of resistance. Okay, that's scenario number 1, exactly the same pattern. Moving over here, we saw the same thing, guys. We saw, again, the price action rising into resistance, the RSI falling, indicating, again, a bearish divergence. As a result, the price action moved downwards to support. Where did it test? Well, it tested our prior SSL, our sell side liquidity, our area of support. Then what did we see? We saw a positive momentum shift. The price action continued upwards significantly all the way to our next level of macro resistance, which was sitting at 48,000 as we broke above that macro level of resistance at 32,000. And now we are seeing the same thing. We are seeing in this instance exactly the same pattern play out, which is again the bearish divergence, a breakdown, exhaustion, absorption, and then a positive momentum shift propelling the price higher. So how do we apply this to the higher time frame? Really quickly, guys, if we do zoom out, again, like I said, just because we are seeing a positive momentum shift doesn't necessarily mean we're going to break over 48K, but it does do 2 things. It goes ahead and it solidifies this 40 to 38K area as support. And again, guys, if you remember our posts from all the way back, right at that $38,000 level, literally on the moment we retested that $38,000 level, we posted online, on Telegram, and on Twitter, that everyone is going to be shocked because the bottom of this move is going to be a lot higher than most are expecting. And it is exactly what we have seen so far. It is playing out as expected and as we would have planned. So looking at the price action, if we do break above 48,000, we are going to see a continuation. We would expect a move to 52 to 53,000. 52 to 53,000. Why are we expecting that? Well, look at this area of here. Right over here, we're looking for that retest of that area. This high level of the wick is sitting around 52,150. So we're looking for that range, that $52,000 to $53,000 range. Again, the positive momentum shift doesn't necessarily indicate we're going to break through. More or less that a retest of the area is possible. If we do retest that area, the possibility for a break upwards is there. And if we do break upwards, we do continue high on the macro. So everything is looking fantastic. Really quickly, guys, to go ahead and get over the bearish scenario. The bearish scenario is dwindling. Like we said, if we look at our VIP channel, guys, this is where we post our trading signals. Pretty much every single trade we post this month, you know, scroll through, I don't want to show too much, because again, I don't want to give too much away for our members, has been longs. Every single trade we post this month has been long, except one short as a hedge. Guys, the market has been undoubtedly representative of absorption and a potential reversal. And that's what we finally are seeing after days and weeks of preparing. So it's good to see that. We've capitalized that on already. And it's really, really good to see the market actually having this continuation, creating that low and keeping this macro trend alive. Moving over to the short term. This is where it gets very interesting. Because like I said, the bearish case scenario is almost invalid. And like I said, we do need to see this RSI break. So we have seen that daily RSI close officially occur above the trend line, which is fantastic. So a breakdown at any point of 38,000 will be the only point of bearish validation, right? On the higher time frame. A loss of 38k is what needs to happen for the bears to take control on the higher time frame. Until then, we are undoubtedly bullish. Undoubtedly bullish, okay? Now, that doesn't mean we are going to go up forever, guys. We are, again, seeing a strong move upwards after what was quite a tight consolidation. After we see these large moves upwards, we generally see a lot of late longs enter the market, and we generally know the majority are always wrong and the bias are always late. So I wouldn't be sitting here saying, oh guys, I missed a move, I'm going to ape into my longs now. No, you should have already been preparing for those positions while we establish this uptrend upon the break upwards of this 40,900 area, this uptrending support line we've been developing over the last few days, and finally the breakout of that horizontal resistance at 43,400 should have been the triggers for your long positions. If we look at the short-term chart currently, we said, guys, if we'll see a daily positive momentum shift, we will see a retest of this horizontal trend line. This horizontal trend line sitting as the range high resistance of the last structure at 44,250. As you can see, the price has just pushed slightly above that level now. So we have broken through that level. We do need to sustain this level. If we look back at the past, we saw numerous 4-hour candles wick above, and every single time we saw those wicks above, we saw the price hammer down. The two times we saw a 4-hour candle sustain, we saw a rally upwards. So we saw a rally upwards on a 4-hour candle close. We saw a rally upwards on a 4-hour candle close. Both of those rallies took us to a price range of at least 45,500 to 46,000. So in this instance, provided this area of resistance validates as a break and breaks, I do still expect a continuation upwards into this range. And again, I'll show you a trade example of that one, but again, we are in a Bitcoin long right now. We can show you exactly what we'd expect from a trading perspective. We have a look at this. We saw a breakout. We're expecting this range to fill. We've hit that area over here, and we are looking for a continuation up into that higher range. So you can see just how that is playing out here. We're seeing that swing toward the upside. So we still expect that as of right now. For the bears to take control in the short term, they need to do a very specific thing. These higher lows that have been developing need to be lost. They need to be lost. The price action needs to drop back below this 42,700 POC, and it has to break back below 41,700 specifically to actually result in a move back down to our support level at 40,000. It's only upon a loss of 40,000 we see a correction to 38, and that is when the short-term bearish strength starts to pick up, and a loss of 38,000 is when that weekly bearish strength starts to pick up. So I wouldn't be sitting here jumping ahead of the curve. Again, as a trader, you have to be flexible and you have to be adaptable. Things change all of the time. It is unwise to assume that this is going to occur when we have all these levels of support and validations we need to break down for that to develop. If that ends up happening, if these levels break down, then you flip your positions, then you look for those downward targets, then those become possible. At any given time, any direction is possible in the market. It is your job to assign probabilities to those potential scenarios and then act on what has the highest probability at any particular time. It takes time to filter out bias. It takes time to know how to assign these probabilities, okay? And it takes time to know when to actually act on these probabilities. But with practice, you can get there as well. Take your time, don't rush it, don't be emotional, stay objective. If you are emotional, take a break. There's no rush, you're not on a clock. There is absolutely no reason to be feeling like you need to make moves every single minute, every single hour, every single day. If you go away, guess what? The market's still going to be here tomorrow. So take a break if you need to. If you got wrecked on this move, what can I say besides take a little break? Okay, rethink, review, and plan ahead. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. If you're interested in learning how to trade, check out the Crypto Academy course. It is an introductory course to technical analysis and analysis in regards to what we do on this channel. If you're interested, you can go ahead and contact us via email or contact us via the website below. Furthermore, guys, I will want to once again say check out that channel on Telegram. Even if you're not interested in a VIP, join the free channel. We post a whole bunch of updates in here, very informative stuff, and very important stuff to keep you in the loop with Bitcoin every single day. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.